Hey guys, welcome to the Elevator Life Show, where we talk about starting and running a business abroad and also really cool stories from China. This is episode 1, and it's going to be a program where we really talk about posts that, can help show our feelings on certain things that we don't think we can express through writing. And we're going to have fun with it. This is our first one, episode 1, so we're going to get better as time goes on. Work with us. We want to get better in front of the camera.
We do, and just like Tim said, some of these things we feel are expressed much better through words rather than writing. And you'll be able to tell through our emotions and our laughter that, it's all genuine stuff that we're telling you. So,
sounds good.
Let's start with episode 1, which is 10 reasons why we love living in China. Obviously, if we didn't love it, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I think that's a really important part. Our message, we speak a lot about going abroad for business, but the message isn't to go abroad for business. You don't want to go abroad and be like, I hate living here, because that's not the lifestyle you want. You gotta go to a place where you can actually be comfortable living and then start your business.
Yeah, precisely. Like Tim just said, you have to. If you don't love life there, you shouldn't be there. Find a place you love being. We love every day in China, not just because of business, but because of all the opportunities, the people, everything here. So it's all exciting, it's all fun, and that's why we're here.
Exactly. I also want to make it clear that all these reasons that we're talking about, we didn't initially love them when we first got here. Definitely had our ups and downs, but as of now, these are 10 reasons why we love being where we're being, which is China.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
Number 1 would be living costs. Everything from housing, food, transportation, significantly, dare I say, exponentially cheaper.
Yeah. How are the cab fares compared to back home?
Yeah. A cab fare here starts at about $1.30, $1.50, and max will get to $5, $6 for a 20 to 30 minute ride, all the way across town.
Yeah. It's a great part about living here is what you can get by and what kind of salary you can get by on that still allows you to live a comfortable life. For example, we're allowed to live downtown Guangzhou in a nice foreigner area on a minimal budget. Our apartment costs about $1,000 a month, and that is a 4-bedroom that we split with 4 people, so we each pay about $250 a month.
We have concierge service, maid service. We're living a great life over here. Something in the States that costs thousands of dollars per month, and we're getting it for about $1,000 a month, no questions asked.
Yeah, we'll get into it a little bit later how good this is for our business. But yeah, one thing that we love about living here is the living costs, that's for sure.
Very true.
Okay. Number 2 is my favorite, and that is networking. The professional network that you can build while you are abroad here, especially in Guangzhou. There's really been an explosion in our network since we moved over here, and it's really exciting, and I can't really give us all the credit for building the network we've built because it really has a lot to do with being here in China, Just being white, you stand out from the rest of the crowd, okay? Being white and young, you stand out even more. And then when you see another white foreigner, you have a reason to talk to them and see what's in common. And as the conversation goes along, it kind of leads directly into business.
Yeah, like Tim said, if you're a foreigner, you're over here for a reason. And, more often than not, it's a pretty significant reason. It's, you're outside your comfort zone trying to make something happen, trying to make something big happen, which is, Guangzhou, big things are happening every day. So, yeah, professional networks over here, you're able to build them, establish them, and use them more than you can,
back home.
Back home, definitely.
Yeah, here's a little example. So, on a Friday night, we'll go to an expat bar, okay? The owner of the expat bar is an expat. He's a business owner, okay? Filled inside the expat bar are all of the expats and all the expats that are working here in international business. So, networking made easy. Go to the expat bar, strike up conversations, because the people in there are going to be the people that own the foreign restaurants here in China. All the traders that are trading here in China, and more bar owners are also there.
Yeah, no, you'd be surprised who you meet. You can meet owners of restaurants, hotels, very successful traders, people from Fortune 500 companies, to the individual entrepreneur. Everybody.
Exactly.
All walks of life. So it's very exciting. Never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah. To sum it up, it's like moving over to a place like Guangzhou. It kind of has the feel of a natural network. When you move over here as a foreign business owner, you know, you're kind of put into this network where all the other foreign business owners know each other, they work together, they help each other out, and it's really been helpful for us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right, moving on.
Number 3 would be networking, but on a personal level.
Yeah.
I know I would not have met the people I met from all over the world, you know, every continent. Besides Antarctica, every continent we've met somebody from. And we're good friends with a lot of these people. Our best friends are from England, Ireland, South Africa, you know, Taiwan. It's just people from everywhere you never would meet if you stayed at home. And now that we're abroad, you know, not only made great friends, but also great places to stay if you're abroad. And I mean, even into some professional networking, you never know what opportunities can show up between, you know, trading between your 2 home countries.
Exactly. Yeah, I also, on this one, want to bring up, okay, a situation we were in 2 weeks ago, I think. We were out at a karaoke club, and with us, we had a guy from South Africa, a girl from South America, a guy from Ireland, okay, and obviously a lot of Asians, okay, and then ourselves from America. And so we had almost a whole world surrounding us on any given night, which is something that you cannot find back home. And it's just a great experience.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how much people from all over the globe have in common. The jokes we make, the banter, you know, things, sports, everything you can imagine. You'd be surprised how much you have in common with people from opposite end of the globe, literally opposite ends.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously one of the things we love in China is the people that we get to meet that we would never have the chance to hang out with if we were simply back at home on our couch.
Definitely.
Okay. Number 4 is learning a new language. I will take this one head on because this guy, as some of you may know, spoke Chinese before he came over here, so a little cheating. But yeah, I came over here and I did not know 1 word of Chinese, and I kind of was, you know, depending on the fact that I would be around this guy, you know, so he could kind of show me the ropes. But as it ended up working out, we ended up living 30 minutes from each other, and so I had to figure out how to go to the grocery store, how to meet friends, how to get on the bus, get on the metro, and it was, for the first month, almost impossible and really, really awkward in many situations.
Stressful.
Stressful, yeah. But, you know, as time went on, I got a tutor, and just learning the language itself has really been a goal that I've been striving for, and it really feels good when you can actually speak to people in their own language. They respect you for it so much more, and it's cool to see their reactions when, you know, they go, oh, ni hao, and you actually say, oh, ni hao shima, right back to them. They love it, you know, and you can see the smile on their face, and it also really helps you dive into the culture more.
Yeah, I've actually never told Tim this, but it's actually very cool. It's, you know, Tim and a few of other friends have tried to, you know, take on Chinese. That's a very, very hard task. You know, one of the hardest languages in the world to learn, and it's very cool for me now, seeing from where they were, and you know how I used to get phone calls every day asking questions.
Oh yeah.
Watching them, you know, we'll get in a cab, and I don't have to tell the cab where to go.
Hey, what'd he say?
Yeah, you know, we'll go like to order food, and I'll give Tim the menu, and it's fine now, and it's very, like, 1, it's a lot less stressful to me, and 2, it's just a very, very cool experience for me to witness. Wow, you know, these guys have come a very far way, and you know, he's definitely taken it in stride and done very well. So that's very cool. Good job.
Yeah, it's just a cool feeling, expanding your horizons, and you know, yeah,
definitely.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. Number 5, one of my favorite quotes is learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So being comfortable being uncomfortable just means outside your comfort zone. Deal with it. The quicker you learn to deal with it, the quicker you learn to adapt. You know, the further you're going to go in all aspects of your life, business life, personal life. You know, it's just you're able to learn that much faster and then adapt that much faster to new things.
Yeah, you know, we've all been in those situations where you have this anxiety build up. It's, can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, I don't want to do this. And you know, you got that anxiety building up. But when you actually do it, we all know the feeling. It's like, oh, that wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
And I went through this a lot being over here in China when we weren't living together, and I had to go through things that I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. Can I get home? You know, you got this anxiety. I can't even communicate with anyone. But the best thing to do is just to dive headfirst into it. And it's cool looking back on it now because I can look on those same situations where I was, you know, anxious, didn't know how to do stuff, to be like, oh, yeah, I can go do that. You know, that's easy. And it's, you know, been a good accomplishment and growing experience as a person just to be able to throw yourself headfirst into those kind of situations and come out on top.
Exactly. You can't dwell on it. The longer you think about it, the greater the build-up. I mean, I was in a meeting a week ago with one of our clients, and the translator didn't show up, and my Chinese is good, but not business-wise.
Yeah, not business
Chinese. They're very, very different. And there's nothing we could do about it. The only thing to do about it was, hey, I'm going to try my best.
It went all right, though, yeah.
And they ended up now, you know, they are a customer. They were, and they're an existing customer still. So obviously we didn't do too poorly. I'm sure a little bit was lost in translation, but hey, just had to deal with the situation, dealt with it, and a positive, you know, positive outcome for us.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out.
Exactly.
All right. Moving on, let's talk about one of Nick's favorite topics, the nightlife. The nightlife here in China.
Big fan.
You know, the nightlife is all based around something called a KTV. And it's a karaoke club, and it is on every corner of every block, and it is one of the staples of Chinese culture, well, especially here in Guangzhou.
Definitely.
It's a place where old men, young guys, old women, young women, they all go and they all just let loose. They love it. It's the best time to have with a Chinese person, and it's awesome.
It's a full-on experience too. It's not just karaoke. It's a Chinese dice game. It's the equivalent to Liar's Dice. There's fruit platters. There's buffets, and it's full-on sound systems too. Not a little karaoke. It's speakers and lights, multiple microphones. You know, break rooms, bathrooms within your own little KTV room. It's an experience.
Yeah. When we say karaoke, do not get the idea of just, you know, singing to a TV. You have your whole VIP rooms all decked out with huge screens.
Music videos going to the songs.
Yeah.
You know.
The Chinese people as a whole, well, at least in my opinion, from what I've gathered, they're really, when they're out on the streets, you know, don't show a lot of emotion. They're really, you know, tucked inside. But when you get any of them into a KTV, that's really when you get to see what they're really all about. Yeah. See them have fun, see them let loose, and it's a good time.
We'll do a video post on that sometime in the future. You guys have to see it. And anybody who's been to a KTV in China, you know what it's like. And all our viewers will see soon, definitely.
Yeah, there was this one time where we were in a KTV, and it just happened that the chief of police of Guangdong province started serenading us to a love song in front of everyone. It was one of the most awkward situations I've ever been in, but something that you will obviously never forget.
It was rush hour, just like rush hour. You don't know how to describe it.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Unless you see it, you won't believe it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So it was all good.
All right.
Number 7, one of my favorites as well. Cheap travel and proximity to Southeast Asia.
Can't beat that.
Exactly. China, obviously on its own, is an incredible country. Incredible things to see, incredible history. But also then you have Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia. All these places that are all, you know, they're all in Asia, but they're all very, very unique and very different from one another.
Yeah. One of the coolest things for me, and I think for any other American or Westerner, well, more than America, because England has Spain and all those, but being from America, you don't really have, or you're not in close proximity to a place where you can just, oh, I want to take a $150 flight to a really nice beach. You know, I'm not talking about LA. I'm talking about, oh, I want to take a $150 flight. Where should I go? Philippines? Thailand?
Yeah.
You know, and you can't really just hop from America to Thailand and back just out on a whim, you know? That's normally a planned vacation. But here, we have the opportunity to go traveling anytime we want just because it is so close. And the opportunity to travel is just a great, great opportunity.
Literally, last week, it was the end of a weekend, and I felt like being in Hong Kong, and I went to Hong Kong. I jumped on a train, and I was there in 2.5 hours. It's that simple. And like Tim, he made a great point. The U.S. is so large where, you know, there's no mixing of cultures really. But here, you know, you'll be in somewhere very different from where you live,
Exactly.
where you're used to in a matter of an hour to 2 hour flight. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, and something I want to touch on this before we move on is actually Chinese travel. Because, you know, before I came over here, I didn't do my research. I didn't have a great grasp on the culture, the landscape, you know, what everything looked like.
I did. But
even their history. Yeah, I was young, immature. But now after being here, there is so much to see in China itself without having to go down to Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different types of landscape, all types of monuments. The history here is just unbelievable. And really, you can't beat the Great Wall.
Yeah, Great Wall is the most epic thing I will ever see in my life.
Yeah, it definitely beats the Grand Canyon in my opinion.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially a lot of people that have never been here, they don't have the idea of what actually traveling in China can be, and it has been fantastic.
Yeah, everything you could ask for is within the PRC's borders. That's
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah. All right, next one. Family and friends. This has been one of my favorite ones. I had to kind of beg Nick to put it on here, but when, you know, you move abroad, or, you know, when you yourself move abroad and move outside of your, you know, home country, not only do you get to, you know, experience new things, but when your family comes out as well and they come to visit you, you know, they get to do new things that they probably never would have done if you hadn't moved away from home. So this summer, my family, my whole family, my grandma, my brothers, my sister, they all came out here, and I know for a fact that if I wasn't in China, they would probably have never seen China.
Yeah.
Especially my grandma and my parents, they never would have come.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were like me. They didn't know anything really about China before they came out, and I had to convince them to come over here. But when they left, they had one of the greatest times they'd ever had, and they absolutely loved it.
Yeah, of course. Tim had his whole family over here. I don't think I could get my grandparents over here. My parents do want to come. I've only had my brother and a few friends over, but everybody who comes, you know, at first is a little uncertain, but they leave, you know, speechless.
Yeah.
It's, you know, they always come back. My brother will be back for the holiday season here in about a week, and you know, it's just, this culture takes a hold of you, and that's also a reason we're living here. You know, it's a very, very exciting, intriguing place to be right now.
Yeah, it's a really cool feeling when people are like, oh wow, thanks for bringing me over here. That was unbelievable, you know. So yeah, doing something like we're doing living here in China doesn't only expand your boundaries, but it expands the people that care about you and the people that are going to go where you're at. So,
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Moving on.
Number 9, food. Everybody loves Chinese food. Pretty much everybody. There you have, you know, your PF Chang's, your Panda Express, maybe your
way better over here.
Yeah.
Way better. PF Chang's in China, awesome.
Yeah. You have maybe your little local Chinese spot, but you know, the local Chinese spot here is just the local restaurant. Obviously, you know, there's restaurants all around down there that any Westerner would love to eat at because the quality of the food. It's just, you know,
and the price of the food.
Yeah. Don't get started on prices either. It's so cheap and it's so delicious. Literally, I don't think I need to say more. It's just.
Yeah, I just had a great dinner for $2.
Yeah, Chinese food in China, it doesn't get any better.
One thing, you know, I want to talk about that you guys back home, you know, everyone has got the idea of, oh, what about food poisoning? What about, you know, eating at all these crazy restaurants? But you know, I would also almost put that in a reason why it's a cool experience to live here. It's because when you talk about a hole-in-the-wall restaurants, there are some places that you can find here that there's actually a hole in the wall down some dark alley that when you walk in there, people act like they've never seen a foreigner.
Oh yeah.
Just jaws drop, you know, staring right at you. Everyone stops eating.
Stop chewing. Literally, it's mid-bite will stop.
And just being able to find restaurants like that is, you know, it's unbelievable. It's really, really cool.
Some of the best food we have is cooked in an alleyway, you know, but on a portable grill.
Yeah.
But it's the seasoning and the food is fresh and it's good, so why not, right?
Yeah. Eating in China can be a wild experience on its own.
Definitely.
Can't lie, we have had food poisoning here quite a few times.
Yeah.
And it feels like death.
What can you do?
Alright, last one, guys. Before I get to the last one, I'm going to focus on it for a little bit. We've got living costs, low living costs.
Networking, both professionally and on a personal level.
Yeah, we got learning a new language, expanding your horizons that way.
Being comfortable, being uncomfortable, a big one for me.
Exactly, yeah. Growing as a person. The nightlife, really seeing the Chinese old guys let loose in a KTV.
That's great. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Priceless. Cheap travel and proximity to Southeast Asia.
That's definitely one. Bringing your friends and family over here.
Yeah.
Expanding their horizons.
That's awesome. That's a reward in itself.
Yeah.
Number 9 is food.
Food, right?
Great food in China. Everybody knows it.
Okay, and the last one, most importantly, I think, because we're all entrepreneurs, is time. And this is one of the coolest things I think we have gained from being here in China and being entrepreneurs here in China, young entrepreneurs without a lot of capital to back us up when we're starting out. The time over here, the best I can describe it is it's your own. You don't have the distractions that you do when you're back in the States. If I was back in America and I wanted to sit and work all day, just because we do that sometimes, our schedule isn't straight. Sometimes I'll be like into a project and I just want to keep working. Back home you'll have your friends, your family calling, hey, come to dinner, come to dinner. Oh, I got to get in my car and drive then. I can't do that. That's like 2 hours out of my work day.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I want to work. Oh, come on, just come out with us. I don't have those distractions here, When we're working, we can work. There's no distraction. When I want to go out, I can go out. And that's the best thing about being over here is considering the fact that living costs are so low, how we talked about in the beginning, that I don't have to, work for a lot of extra income to be able to live. And that has given us, when we first got over here, all the time we needed to focus directly on our business.
Yeah, like Tim said, have all the time we need. We make our own schedules, which I think is the biggest. We wake up and we both, read the news we're interested in, go to the gym, work, and eat. Those are 4 things that we do every day, and that's all we need to do if we want.
It's a lot of time to work.
Exactly. You have the whole day, literally the whole day if you want to work.
Yeah, I also want to mention, if you were trying to, you can't quit your job, but you want to, have a startup business. Well, you'd probably just to, pay for all your expenses, your insurance, I've been away for so long I don't even know what those expenses are anymore. But you have to work probably 40 hours a week, just to get by. And so, that gives you a few hours at night. Maybe you can pull an all-nighter, stay up, work on your business. But here, we've been able to spend days, just days working on our business, startup, not worrying about expenses, and just really focused our minds on being creative and doing what we like to do, and focus on the most important thing, probably to all of us listening, is your startup.
Exactly. Yeah. All the time in the world over here, and that's really, these past 15 months, as on average, to an average entrepreneur at home, it's a lot longer time to be where we are, but because of all the time we've been able to use, focus solely on building our business.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs doing what we're doing over here. Not necessarily maybe in Guangzhou, but throughout Southeast Asia. And ask any of them about the time that they've been able to focus on their business. And it's one of the best perks about being over here abroad, running an entrepreneurial startup. The time that you have to focus that you would not have back home is just unbeatable. And I think it's something that is crucial for what has happened to us.
Yeah.
And we really highly recommend it to anyone that is struggling back home and doesn't know how to get out of a job. Think about going abroad.
Definitely. Completely agree.
With the living costs, you can't beat it, and I bet you most people can do it.
Yeah. Well, those are the 10 reasons we love living in China and why we will continue to live in China, building our business.
All right, guys. Hope you love hearing from us. We're going to get better. Just stick it out with us. We enjoy this, being in front of the camera, so see you next time.
Cheers.